One more class of lipids is sterols. So far we have discussed about fats, which are also called as triacylglycerols, oils, waxes, and phospholipids. The next class is sterol. This is highly nonpolar molecule. We know that nonpolar molecule means which doesn't have charged areas on their atoms, positive charges or negative charges, and therefore due to the absence of charge areas they are called as non-polar. So they are hydrophobic compounds in nature, and they are insoluble in water, as the molecules which possess charges, positive charges or negative charges, are only able to interact with water molecules, that is H2O. They are considered as polar, whereas in case of sterols it is a complex hydrocarbon rings, and therefore there are absence of any charges. So it consists of several interconnected rings like this. These rings are abbreviated as A, B, C, and D. So ring A is hexagonal like benzene ring, B ring, and C ring, whereas D ring is a pentagon. So this indicates the presence of carbons here, and which are bound to hydrogen atom so as to satisfy its valency. So this is a general structure of steroid. Depending on the groups which are attached at various positions, these sterols are classified, or they are named according to the presence of these different groups, and these sterols are responsible for carrying out several functions in biological cell. Particularly they are important in eukaryotes. They are also important in case of bacteria which do not possess cell wall. So this is the general structure of a sterol molecule. Sterols or steroid alcohols are a subgroup of steroids, which is an important class of organic molecules. They are naturally present in plants, they are present in animals, as well as they are present in fungi, the cell membrane. Fungi such as yeast, they are rich in these types of steroids. They can be produced by different bacteria which are known for carrying out different functions. That means steroids which are obtained from plants can be converted into its functional form or usable form with the help of certain bacteria and fungi. That is called as steroid transformation. The most familiar type of animal steroid is cholesterol, so which is a vital component of the cell membrane, and it is also important in relation to its role as a precursor to fat soluble vitamins and steroid hormones. What is the meaning of this? This means that these vitamins, like vitamin D, is synthesized from cholesterol. Several steroid hormones, which are also important, and they are called as sex hormones, they are also steroidic in nature. So the function of the hormones in the cell or in our body is the regulation of metabolism. So vitamins and steroid hormones, they are synthesized from cholesterol. So therefore in mammals cholesterol is very important because it acts as a source for synthesis of vitamins and steroid hormones. Sterols are rich in plants. They are called as phytosterols. And sterols which are originated from animals, they are called as zoosterols. The most important zoosterol is cholesterol, as it is mentioned its important role in mammals. Phytosterols are of different types named as campesterol, cytosterol, stigmasterol, etc. Ergosterol is a type of sterol which is present in the cell membrane of fungi. That means these sterols are important in order to give structural integrity to several structural components like cell membrane. So it serves as a role similar to cholesterol in animal cells. So cholesterol and ergosterol. Cholesterol gives structural integrity in case of animal cells. Ergosterol is important in case of fungi. Cholesterol is also important in case of bacteria that does not have cell wall. So the bacteria that does not have cell wall, they are called as mycoplasma. So there is absence of cell wall, and therefore these bacteria are classified under the class which is called as mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is a class of bacteria that do not possess cell wall. It is very important to understand this. So in that case, the cell membrane is the most external part of the cell. So that cell membrane is integrate, it is sturdy, and that sturdiness is because of the presence of this cholesterol in the cell membrane. This is the structure of cholesterol. We are not going to too much details. This is just to have an idea about the structure. So we can see here that there are interconnected rings, and as it was mentioned that there is a hydrocarbon chain which may be bound to different functional groups and hydroxyl groups. This is the structure of cholesterol. So the important function of the cholesterol is to maintain the integrity of the cell, as well as it controls the fluidity of cell membranes. It also serves as a source of precursor for the synthesis of substances like vitamin D. So vitamin D is synthesized from cholesterol by our body cells, mammalian body cells. Cholesterol is also important in the synthesis of bile acids. Bile acids are synthesized from cholesterol, and these bile acids are very important for the digestion of food. So bile acids, which plays an important role in digestion process, which are secreted in intestine, they are synthesized from cholesterol. There are several steroid hormones which are synthesized from cholesterol. So that is the importance of cholesterol in mammalian body. This is the cholesterol from plant origin, that is stigma cholesterol. This is just to show you the differences between different forms of sterols. So here you can see the chain is different, there are different functional groups. This is ergosterol, which is found in cell wall of cell membrane of fungi. You can see the functional group is bound here. So sterols are present in cell membrane of few bacteria and eukaryotic cell. They are abundantly present in cell membrane of mycoplasma. That gives structural integrity to the cell membrane because there is absence of cell wall. In case of animals, vitamin D synthesis, hormones, cholesterol, it is found in cell membrane of animal cell as well as in the plasma, where it is through blood it is transported to several cells of mammalian body. This is the structure of eukaryotic cell, for example animal cell we can see here. And this structure you can see there is presence of cholesterol molecules here, cholesterol molecules which are present among embedded among the phospholipid bilayer. This is phospholipid bilayer. These are the channel proteins, these are transport proteins, and along with that several glycoproteins, surface proteins, globular proteins are present, and embedded inside is cholesterol. So cholesterol is responsible for maintaining the fluidity and giving structural integrity of this to this cell membrane. This part we have already studied, the phospholipid bilayer, where you can see the presence of cholesterol here. And this is the phospholipid molecule, which is an amphipathic molecule having hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. This is the additional slide on sterols. Cholesterol, the role of cholesterol we have already seen. So important component of cell membrane in animals, plaque which contains cholesterol can cause hardening of arteries. So if the concentration of cholesterol in body, if it increases, it gets deposited inside the arterial blood vessels, and that leads to formation of plaque. Plaque means the gathering of cholesterol along the internal blood vessel, and that leads to the hardening of arteries and contribute to the heart attack and stroke risk. Steroid hormones, these are also a type of sterols which are very important hormones. The function of the hormones is regulation of metabolism of the body, particularly in animals and plants. So they are regulating sexual development, maturation, and sex cell production, that is estrogen, which is one of the important steroid found in mammals. Estrogen influences memory and mood. Testosterone is another steroid hormone which is responsible for the stimulation of muscle growth. Likewise, there are many more like corticosteroids. So corticosteroids are very important for the generation of immune response. So whatever the cell signaling that takes place between antigen presenting cell, T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, plasma cells for the production of antibodies. So all these signalings, it involves the release of corticosteroids, or they are also called as they are produced like cytokines. Corticosteroids are very important for the regulation of immune response. So therefore whenever there is any uh, immunodeficiency, corticosteroids are very useful for the treatment of those disorders. For example, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, in which the body is responsible for production of autoantibodies. So, for to avoid the production of autoantibodies, the treatment is injections of corticosteroids. So, likewise, corticosteroids are involved in regulation of immune response, which are also types of sterols. This is again the figure of cell membrane from eukaryotic cell. We can see here the presence of cholesterol molecules here as it is mentioned. So that is all about the lipids.